How's it going, everybody? We want to take a second to thank Coffin Curse Records for sponsoring this week's episode. Coffin Curse is a badass record label based out of Knoxville, Tennessee. And they want to tell you about their latest release, which is Orphan Riot's new self-titled album. Orphan Riot is a North Carolina-based street punk band for fans of Anti-Flag, Bad Religion, and Rancid. You can get their new self-titled album now at www.coffincurserecords.com. Coffin Curse Records is also celebrating their 5th anniversary in 2023. Congratulations! That's awesome. Hell yeah. To celebrate, they're having a year-long sale bundle that includes 3, count 'em, 3 of their 12-inch color vinyl LPs, 10 CDs, 1 cassette tape, and a whole bunch of buttons and stickers. All of that for the low price of only $40 plus shipping. That's a hell of a deal. Like, that's so much awesome shit for only $40. That's crazy. So with that, go to www.coffincurserecords.com and see all of the awesome things that they've got to offer. Also, make sure to follow them on their social media at Coffin Curse Records to stay up to date on sales, new drops, shows, and of course, all the cool things their bands are doing. Thank you so much again to Coffin Curse Records for sponsoring today's episode. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Where Did All My Friends Go? A podcast about life in the music industry. I'm your host, Patrick Tarnowski. With me is not my co-host, Matt Reed. Matt is out sick today, so it's just going to be, me running the ship, and that's okay. That's okay. I've done this before. I can do it. Today, we've got Russ and Devin from Ontario, Canada, pop punk band Rival Town. Friends, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Thanks for the invite.
Yeah. How you guys been doing? What's going on over in Canada? Did you have nice weather today?
Today wasn't bad. Today was a day to go out and pick up that dog poop in the backyard, man. Like, that was a good day.
Nice. That's
nice weather, sunny, after the winter, get a good run at it before the snow hits again.
Yep. Yeah, today was 40 degrees here, and blows my mind. It was
we were like 41.
Well, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm glad you knew how to do that conversion.
Well, I set it in my car.
Oh, okay, cool. I was gonna be like, yeah, it was like 6 or something today, which is like really nice.
My wife's half American, and she only speaks like Fahrenheit and stuff. Drives me nuts. But
us Americans always making shit difficult,
My ex was like that for years, and I still don't know. That's the one thing it shouldn't fuck with me as much as it does, but the temperature conversion. I don't know why. I have no idea.
Multiply by 2 and add 30.
I have no idea. I don't know how to do it because it's always just been like this is just what I do.
Yeah.
It's Celsius here. I do Fahrenheit because of my thermostat in my house. So if I'm setting the temperature for that, like, I knew it was like 6 or 7 degrees out today, but it's 71 in my house right now.
71 money bags.
Oh, yeah. Jeez.
I mean, it's pretty warm right now, so
I keep mine at 68.
If I had my way, mine would be 68. It's usually 70 though.
Okay. Yeah, I keep mine at around 68. That's,
I'm surrounded by girls. I got a wife and 2 girls, so they hit the thermostat whenever they want.
My wife is surprisingly like just as intense about don't touch that damn thermostat as I am. So
man, you hit the jackpot.
I really did. I really did.
Yeah. There you go.
It goes down at night because I like it cooler at night, but also it should go down more in general because I'm getting insane gas bills. So
that's
a 71. That's what I'm saying.
That's a 71 right there. Come on, man.
Drop that down a couple and put on a second pair of socks, man.
And see, like, our bedroom is in the basement, and so it's even colder down there.
Yeah,
and
I'm here in the basement.
And see, this is my in my garage.
Oh.
I luckily that was the selling point of this house. I had it came with a second story, two-story garage. I was like, I don't even care what the inside looks like.
No. Did hit the jackpot, man. That's what I want to do with my house. I want to put a second story on the garage.
Yeah, we got lucky because we got this in a really great neighborhood and like in an insane price. Like it, I mean, I don't make like money.
Yeah.
So
trust me, neither do we. We play in a fucking pop punk band.
Right.
So.
Yeah. I did that too, and I just promote pop punk music. So jeez.
Yeah.
But it took a long time because me and my brother, we actually like it came like partially done. There was a couple walls, but we like put some of the walls up, and then I carpeted it, and so it took years to like afford actually getting this room done.
Just incrementally.
Yeah, it just took, we just did a little at a time until it was ready to go. And now this is the Unsigned Pop Punk office.
There you go, man. That's how I'm building my car. I've got a hubcap so far.
Yeah, there you go.
The only place I ever owned before had like a double long garage.
Okay.
So I converted the back of it into like an extra room that I always wanted to make into like a drum room studio thing. This was like a long time ago. But yeah, man, something like if you have a place with a garage and you're not like a gearhead mechanic guy, you can do so many awesome things with that space.
I know nothing about cars. Like I know
nada. Yeah, it's just like an extra couple of rooms and you're like, oh cool, it's a 3-bedroom, now it's at least a 5.
Right. And like being up here, in Minnesota, it's like if we don't I mean I can try and put the car in the garage, but I'm most likely just going to get snowed in.
Yeah, so no shit. Where in Minnesota are you?
So I'm actually going to put this out because this is one of my questions that I had for you guys, or like things that I brought up. So because Rival Town, you guys formed in 2015 in Thunder Bay.
Yeah, that's why I was like, man, you're from Minnesota?
Which is wild because you were 3.5 hours away from the UPP headquarters. We're up in Duluth.
Yep. Yeah, you're in Duluth. Yeah, hell yeah.
Have any of you ever been to Duluth or anywhere else?
Times.
Okay.
So many times. Do you guys? Okay. There's some shit I forget because it has been a long time. Is Grand Marais right outside Duluth? Is that like?
It's about an hour and a half to 2 hours, kind of.
Because a lot of it was years and years and years ago when I was a kid. We used to go to a pizza place that I think was in Grand Marais called Sven and Ole's.
Sven and Ole's. That's the famous northern pizza place.
Yep, and one of those two places has the Gunflint Tavern, which I've been there as well. But like as a kid, I used to go there for like karate tournaments and stuff like that, or you'd stop there for lunch on the way to Minneapolis, which is what a lot of people would be.
Right. Well, that's quite the hike, though. I mean, that's like 6 hours then.
Yeah, it's at least that.
Yeah, because I mean, Minneapolis is 2.5 hours from here, so
that's where we had to go for concerts when I was young. That was like the closest realistic place.
What, you didn't go to concerts in Duluth, huh? You didn't go to some folk music?
Folk music.
I heard Nickelback played here once when I was a kid.
Yeah, I've been to Duluth. Oh God, did Duluth have the Miller Hill Mall?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Still does. It's still kind of there.
Yeah, I'm just thinking back to things that I remember from when I was there, which was really mostly when I was, I'm 35 now. I'm talking like 13, 14, 15 years old.
Sure. I actually just went to Grand Marais for the first time last year.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know.
Well,
me and my wife were like, let's just go up north a little bit and we'll spend the weekend up there. That was the first time I ever been there. Like if you're in Duluth, Russ, have you ever been to Duluth?
No.
Okay, so let me tell you, Duluth.
We're like
There's
days away down here now. Like,
if you're let me see. If you're from Duluth, there's really no reason to go further north.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, unless you're going to Canada, like,
yeah,
like,
yeah. In which case, you're not getting the good part of Canada.
yeah, and like, because Duluth, so all the places that are northern of Duluth are kind of like Duluth as well, but like way fucking smaller
and colder.
No, Duluth is really cold.
Really fun cool.
Because any of the places further north that you go are all also going to be on Lake Superior, so it's all going to be
always. Yeah,
that's what Thunder Bay is. It's a small place, but it's the biggest one around. So it's like the capital of nothing.
The capital of the border between Ontario and Manitoba.
Yeah, we go east to Manitoba, and then we go south to Minnesota, but not really,
Yeah, we've had a few different people from Canada on the podcast, and we've talked about how difficult it actually is to like kind of tour in Canada because everything is so damn spread out.
Yeah, or you get into southern Ontario where everything's an hour away from the next town. Like your 6-day tour is 6 hours away from here.
That's why we moved here. That's why we moved from Thunder Bay down here, is because we did that first tour and it took us 2.5 days to get here, and then we toured and it took us 3 days to get home. And it wasn't even close to worth it. Not even close.
So you guys are so you're in St. Catharines now.
Sort of.
Right. Okay. Well, I mean, that's what all your stuff says. So
yeah. Well, like everybody, that's kind of like home base.
So where exactly is that like located?
An hour and a half outside Toronto, south of Toronto.
Okay.
Between Niagara Falls and Toronto, is along the highway there from Lake Ontario, right at the bottom of Lake Ontario there.
Pretty close to the border with New York and Niagara Falls.
Okay, sure. So do you guys play mostly in Canada, or do you come over to the States at all to play, or?
Well, let me tell you.
Yeah.
And you could talk about Duluth. I'll talk about America as a whole.
At least touring.
Is it going to be negative?
At least touring.
I'm here for it.
From a touring side of things, we do most of the time. Well, I'm the new addition to Rival Town, so I've been in Rival Town for a year, almost now. And so any tours that they've done in the States before, I was never a part of. I know right now we want to, where we practice is 15 minutes from Buffalo.
Okay.
So like we go the market, any direction you go south, you're going to hit so many new markets.
Right.
But you would not believe some of the crap you got to go through to get your P2 work visa in order to play the States.
Yeah.
So you don't need to play in Canada, mind you.
Yeah, no, you don't have to.
Let me tell you, you used to need a work visa to fucking do it before. Because I've been kicked out of Canada and I was deported for 5 years.
Oh no!
Did it cost money to get it before?
Huh?
Did it cost a bunch of money to get it?
We never ended up getting it. We got deported and never. And the last time, so I was in a band called Jamestown Story. And we all got deported from Canada. I still have my deportation papers somewhere.
Wow.
And we weren't allowed back for 5 years. And the last time I went back to Canada, I was doing the Warp Tour with Plug Your Holes. And so they had a work permit thing for me, but
yeah.
I never went back with the band.
Well, it's a bunch of money first. Yeah. Then second, they want, you want to show a lot of work that's going to be happening in advance to you getting your P2 work visa. So you need to contact promoters and contact venues and say, listen, I'd like to set up a date.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe if the government lets me, I want to come play a show. But I can't apply to the government until I have a contract from you stating that we are going to do a show. So it's
worth of
like a year. Well, they basically it's one show per month for 12 months.
Wow.
And
That's
also,
wild.
so basically, like the cost of it right now would be around.
It's $460 right now to do the package delivery.
That's for the. I mean, for a band right now, with everything, with your union membership and stuff like that, you're looking at about 1,800 to $2,000 to do it. A lot of that is American, which immediately becomes actually closer to like $3,000 Canadian. And now they have those proposed. They want to up the fees, so
250%.
Even worse. But yeah, as of right now, you're looking at probably close to $3,000 American if you want to go all get over there and play a bunch of shows to,
crazy.
But I'm going to find a way.
Yeah,
it's gonna happen.
When I did it, it was like 2008, and it was expensive then too. It was like $400 a person in 2008. Like,
another not great financial economic time, so making it even harder to tour.
Absolutely. Gosh, that's wild. So how is touring, like how is touring in your area then, in like the Toronto area? Do you go past that, or?
We got, so basically Hamilton and Toronto, they're about an hour apart from each other, and then London you've got 2 hours towards Detroit area.
Mm-hmm.
And then go east, go to Quebec. If it's still like July or August, then maybe go into Newfoundland, but
sure,
not after that.
For like, if you like, we've had the visas a couple times and we've done the US rounds a couple times, and the one thing I want to say about touring the US is it's a lot better. Typically I find the shows are, well, better is maybe not the best word, but I like the US shows a lot. US shows tend to start a lot earlier, tend to be a lot more structured, tend to be at venues that are more dedicated to putting on live music, not sharing that with a like a dance club kind of thing.
Right. Well, especially since you're over in like the East Coast, that I know that there's like they're a lot more strict with that stuff over there. Like Minnesota, like they'll fuck around. We're so laid back. Canada. Yeah, we exactly. We're basically Canadians. We're so laid back.
Yeah, you got the accent pretty much. Like, you guys spell everything with U's there too, or?
Nope.
No, you should.
Like, what do you mean? What do you mean?
Like color.
Oh, no, we don't do that. Do you guys do that?
Yeah, or flavor.
I thought that was only like over in the UK or like a Europe type thing.
No, we fuck with the U's hard.
Oh here. Wow!
That if you can put a U in a word, we're gonna have it.
Oh yeah,
color.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
Yep.
Totally.
Yeah. Well, that's how you get the "w" and "tour."
Yeah. And I mean, most like. To be fair, I think that like they do that over in Australia and stuff too. And so realistically, once again, it's just Americans fucking shit up. All right. It's just, like everybody else is doing it one way and we're like, no, we're Americans.
Anything Australians do is badass. It doesn't matter. Like if they, it doesn't matter how they want to pronounce it. It automatically becomes cool if like an Australian dude's doing it. Fuck, man, put a Q in color, man. You're gonna make it work.
Oh, let me tell you, just with Australia, what I get submissions for the playlist like every day, like so many. Whenever I see a submission come through that's from Australia, I immediately assume it's going to be good.
Yeah,
literally, like
everything's good.
I would say 8 out of 10 bands has been good, like good. And it's just like, And there's a band from Australia called So, and we've had them on the show.
They're great. I like
good.
that band a lot.
So good. So funny.
So good.
And we talked like it in like when we interviewed them, like there's not like Australia is not that big, you know, like it's big, but it's not that big. And like for that many like just pop punk bands to be coming out of Australia, it's like, so are you all playing together? What are you doing?
Yeah, they all have the same drummer for sure.
Yeah. Absolutely.
100%.
There's this thing about Australian people, like I don't know this for a fact, but they have to have the highest self-esteem of anybody in the world, like just naturally. Like nobody from Australia thinks they can fucking fail at anything. Like they're just, like I said, like they're just naturally badasses.
I'm gonna grab a fucking crocodile.
They're raised in this shit. Yeah, exactly, right? Like just fucking wrestle down a crocodile and
I support it.
Literally, yeah. Like nobody from Australia is fucking scared of anything. So I think that probably that speaks a lot.
So we've done a lot of not talking about Rival Town. So we're gonna do that now.
Who's Rival Town?
It's what's this band I've heard of? You recently released your latest single, Run, on January 20th. How's the response for that been so far?
Well, for me, as a guy who's new to the band, it has been exhilarating. I get messages from, just acquaintances, people I know, people, even people that have like been like, "Oh, you still do a band? That's kind of dumb." And they're like, "Man, the song's great. It sounds awesome. It's a banger. It slaps," and so for a while I just started sharing all of them onto my story.
Yeah.
Every time somebody sent me one, or if they shared our song, and a lot of people shared it. We got a couple drum covers out of it. So far we've had three drum covers. Yeah, awesome. I think 3.
I've seen 2 of them. So
well, there's maybe there's only
3?
2,
or maybe there's 2.
I can't remember. I think there's 3. I want to say there's 3. And then just for me to be able to watch the numbers climb like they do. We've got a lot of different listeners coming in. It's just been great. I mean, I'm super stoked on it.
Yeah, it's been good. It's actually, this song is the most excited I've been to actually put out a song in a long time, which is what a lot of people say. But like, sure. I actually, kind of like hear.
You actually mean it.
It's because I'm here now.
Yeah, this is actually a song that I'm really excited for. To see the response has been really nice. It's been a lot of really positive response.
That's awesome. I mean, the song's great. So, I mean,
thank you.
Kudos, and you deserve all of the good things happening.
Well, and it was a little bit different from the original Rival Town sound, but not veering too far. Sure. And it kind of one of those little dip your toe in kind of thing and see the response, and it's been great. So very excited.
Right on. What's that?
Probably gonna be some more coming.
Oh yeah, well that's what I was just gonna ask. Do you have any more upcoming singles or an EP in the works you can tell us about?
Well, I know that I get demos from our singer Mike all the time with names that don't make sense. I swear he just looks at 2 different things and that's what it becomes.
Oh, sure. I know what they are.
You know what they are, yeah.
You had to figure out a couple of them by now, right?
A couple of them, yeah. A couple of them I can figure out what they are. Peach rings, I know what peach rings is.
Yeah.
Apple Mac, I mean, we probably just looked at his computer. I've been writing demos like crazy.
Apple Mac's also a strain of marijuana.
Yes. They're all usually names of strains of marijuana.
A lot of the demos are named after that. Anyway,
see, when you said peach rings, I thought that was because
that's
candy. Also that, and it's also the name of the Sonic the Hedgehog flavored GFUEL.
Damn.
How do we know what
those candies are fucking awesome too?
Yeah.
How do we know what Sonic the Hedgehog tastes like?
I don't know. That GFUEL does. You'll have to ask them.
That's a little fucked up.
I don't think you're tasting Sonic, as much as you're tasting the rings, because they're peach rings.
Okay.
Come on, man. Get with it.
All right.
Get with it.
Yeah, there's a lot of when I go to the grocery store in the States, which I like to do a lot because I like to eat. Um, I'm often surprised by at least one thing that I see, like Cardi B flavored chips. I'm like, what the hell is this? That's weird. I expect
Cardi
them to
B's
be
got
like
chips. That's
What is
wild.
the
yeah, I
rap
saw Cardi B's face on a bag of chips in Buffalo, and
Are those rap
it said Cardi B
Rap
flavored.
snacks.
I figured they were like wet and still whatever, but just soggy
No.
chips.
No, I had they were called rap snacks. They were Wiz Khalifa fucking
Right. Mm-hmm.
chips. They were
Yeah.
so good, man. They
Were they?
so
I didn't even try them. I saw yogurt with like a Twix topper on it once too, and I was like, that's just too much,
Well, we love to be fat here. That is like that's the American dream.
Well, Rival Town is the heaviest pop punk band, but not sonically, physically.
metric ton.
I don't even think that's probably realistic. I think there's probably a few that I can think of off the top of my head.
I do like that about being in the US though, man. Like the biggest burger size of my head for like $9.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Steak and Shake was my jam for a long time.
Steak and Shake is great. Boy.
Yeah, well, yeah. They're steak
But
burgers.
we will derail these conversations.
And that's okay. Like, honestly, I don't want to get too much into food because that's a later topic.
Oh,
that is
shit.
That's a whole part of the podcast, guys.
Well, don't think we're gonna run out of things to say.
No worries. So you've released a plethora of music since you started: an EP, 2 albums, and 7 singles. Of all the music you've released so far, I guess, Devin, this one probably goes more for you because Russ is still new. But you can answer too, Russ. You
Sure.
go for it. Yeah. Of all the music you've released so far, what song means the most to you and why?
I don't think that's going to come as a surprise to too many people. For all of us, it's A New Normal is the song that we put out that Bryce and Jared are our guitar player and keyboard player, the two brothers, and they lost their mom to brain cancer in 2017. So the entire album, Use Those Hands, is pretty much about that entire process, but A New Normal is directly focused on that. So that's definitely of all the songs we put out, and we've done quite a few. We're somewhere up like 15, 16 music videos or something like that. So that's without a doubt the one that means the most and still has a big spot in our set. There's other songs that are fun, but that's the one that definitely for sure is always going to mean the most.
The one who pushed for me was a song that got me like seriously amped on Rival Town. Like I've been watching Rival Town since, oh man, when did Colder come out? I think that's the video I saw.
That's such a bad video. Holy shit, that's a bad video.
It might have been See Through. I can't remember. I was on
maybe because if you went back and I think we actually might have pulled Colder down. It was
okay.
That was See Through was good though. See Through, that was
good. The first time I saw that video, I was where everybody is when they're watching videos. I was in the bathroom, and I was like, "Holy crap!" I'm like, "This is a wicked video, and this is a wicked song." I'm like, "I need to know more about this band. I've never heard of them." So then I do some research, and it says they're from St. Catharines, and I've been playing music for 20 years, been in bands for 20 years in the St. Catharines area. So kind of know every band that's around, and I'm like, this is not a band from St. Catharines. So turns out they were. I learned the story of what, them moving down. And then I think it was just shortly after that Bryce and Jared's mom passed. And, I heard that, and then Useless Hands. Every time I listen to that album, by the time I get to that last song, I'm like crying with the guys. So I've been a fan for a long time, and the one who pushed, I was like, this song right here is right up my alley. It's got the little bit of the heavier edge to it. And then obviously Run, because well, Run's the first one out with me involved. So
yeah, which is exciting, you know. So like,
all I had to do was not a whole lot.
That's when you were talking about that too. There's a like part of a new normal, and what it meaning so much to me as well too is when we first moved down here. My mom had cancer,
Okay.
and she actually survived and made it through. So there's a lot of that that gets tied up in the emotion of what happened with Bryson Jared and everything with that song, and yeah, there's just a lot with that song for sure, for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's something that sticks with you forever, you know.
For sure, yeah.
You know? So what were some of your biggest influences when you first decided that you wanted to be in a band, and since then, have they changed at all?
For me, one of the biggest influence, first concert I ever went to live, it was Under Oath, Norma Jean, Beloved, and
Wow, Beloved.
And Dead Poetic.
Nice.
And Dead Poetic had just put out New Medicines.
Okay.
And they hit the stage and it slayed. I immediately bought a shirt and an album, and I think I listened to that album probably for a year and a half solid straight. That was like my everything. That was everything musically that I wanted to do, you know, the energy, and so that was huge for me. And then it kind of started to slow down a little bit, you know, as I got older.
Sure.
But I'm still a heavy music guy at heart. But then Newfound Glory
Oh yeah.
also. So it's like the two, like,
So good.
like Dead Poetic's not like necessarily crazy heavy, but sonically it is different.
It's cool. Like that's a cool choice though, because you're not gonna get a lot of people that say Dead Poetic, like for real. Like that's a pretty deep cut right there.
And there's a band called The Wedding,
Okay.
and they were out of Arkansas. And if you get a chance to check them out, they got an album called "The Sound, the Steel." It's a little 5-song EP. When they got their second singer, who is from the band Letter Kills, those guys kick ass.
I'll check it out.
Yeah.
Devin, what you got?
Some things that sound cliche, but because they fit perfectly into my age and the fact of how it shakes out. My brother would
whatever honesty.
Well, I have my older brother, 6 years older than me, so I was always a lot of what I got into and a lot of what, you know, a lot of my formative years were just based off of what he was doing. So, a lot of Green Day, a lot of Offspring, a lot of Rancid, a lot of Nirvana, which I don't listen to now, but was just so big at that time and was such a big part of that.
Right.
I was like 7, 8, 9 years old when I was listening to this, but my brother was 14. So he was listening to it all the time. So it got me into it. And then I found that so much of it I actually really, really, really liked, to the fact that, you know, going way back to day one, Green Day has been and always will be my favorite band, even if I don't listen to them that much anymore. It's like, what got you
I agree.
into music, right? Like, we're not talking about favorite bands right now, right?
Yeah, no, it's, I mean, the only reason I said like what's changed, is there anything that's like super like influential to you now that's like changed your like sound or your writing process at all, like anything like that? But no, I mean, for most pop punkers, you know, like at least age 30 and up, it's, you know, it's, if it's not Green Day or Blink 182, you're just bougie.
Yeah. Well, exactly, and then that fits into when I got to be 13 or so. That's when Enema of the State came out, and that's when, like, I'd already my brother listened to Blink, so I listened to all the other stuff. But when they came out with Enema of the State that had Travis Barker on it, I was like, holy fuck. And I was right there with really wanting to become a better drummer. So that was like the perfect challenge, like, record at that time, to be like, can I play all of this? So yeah, like the formative bands, because I was really young at that time. So
it's too bad you didn't get started, you know, at like Dude Ranch or Cheshire Cat, because Scott Rayner is a lot more attainable.
I mean, I heard it all. I loved. I guess it would have been Dude Ranch, because like Untitled and like the original anthem and all of those, and like Dick Lips and all that stuff I used to listen to, playing these like side-scrolling fucking DOS games or whatever, right? And,
IMS DOS, the good old days.
And those were like on a ghetto blaster while I was playing. When we got to the day where we could play the music and the games on the same setup.
I mean, I
lost my goddamn mind, dude.
I've got Dude Ranch on cassette tape. Like, I'm there.
Nice.
Like actual when it came out cassette tape.
Yeah.
My first cassette was No Doubt's Tragic Kingdom.
Oh,
no doubt, dude.
Yes.
Right there, like all that, like when you guys would have MTV, but Much Music, like all of it, like
Much Music was great, man. Fuse,
even, like, Alanis Morissette or Presidents of the United States of America.
Dude.
Oh yeah.
All of the stuff that was like, if you wanted to listen to music, you put on Much Music or the radio, and that was it. You would find.
And then you changed the channel to the Weather Network every time fucking U2 came on.
Yeah, yeah. You don't go searching for music. Music found you.
Yeah.
In that time, so.
Right. I remember the very first cassette tape I ever had. This is going to be a very deep cut, and it is not punk related in the slightest, but I still have it. Is Crisscross, Totally Crossed Out.
Yes.
I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know if you remember that, but
Oh yeah.
I thought you were gonna say a Weird Al album for sure. I really thought you were gonna say Weird Al.
No. It's like I have really weird things that got me into music. Like the thing that got me into wanting to be a musician was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles coming out of their shells tour. They did like a tour with like where they're all in like their suits and stuff, and it's like 80s rock, and it's
What?
Dude, look it up on YouTube. I brought this up multiple times on the podcast before. Look it up on YouTube.
No, I know what you're talking about.
I'm trying to think of what it's like, what the song is called. Like Count on Us. Look that up. Game changer right there. Like that made me want to be a musician.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
There were so many of those tour, like TV show, movie character tour things in the late 80s, early 90s.
Oh, yeah.
Like not necessarily Disney on Ice, but that sort of idea of.
You mean the Wiggles?
Dude, like
Wiggles or Muppets.
The 80s and 90s fucking knew how to promote their shit, man. Like were making action, like as you can see back there, like action figures and stuff like that. They like He-Man was just a cartoon created to sell those toys that were made first. It's like they knew what they were doing. Yeah. They made shit and they were like, hey, how do we sell this? Let's make a fucking cartoon.
Man, can you imagine a Rival Town cartoon?
There you go. Make a cartoon, promote your band.
That'd be dope.
Do it like the 80s did it.
It's just farts the whole time.
Good idea, man. Well, I mean, that's what's gonna get us famous, if anything else.
So are you trying to make it like, Terrence and Phillip?
No, that's
a different kind of that's a different kind of Canadian farting humor that you're looking for.
Oh yeah, it needs to have, some slight class to it and a little bit of cunning, and you gotta think. You
trying
gotta
to
think
say
about
South Park doesn't have class and cunning? So are you trying to tell me right now?
That's not what I'm trying to say at all. But I'm trying to say their representation of what Canadians are is incorrect.
Well, yeah.
But
obviously.
I mean, yeah, of course.
Can see that
exactly.
Your head is connected when you talk. Okay, I see that.
Then we got Bryce's fart shit, which is already
Bryce's TikTok is pretty huge.
Nice.
Who knew that? But anytime you attach Rival Town to it, it gets no views.
Yeah.
That's the way it goes.
The algorithm is messed up, man.
That's usually the way it works. So speaking of like weird musical tastes and stuff, what are your biggest musical guilty pleasures?
Oh man, you know Chris Day Berg. Now that we're getting into like 80s.
I don't.
Anyway, he did an album called Spanish Train. It's got a song called Patricia the Stripper, which was probably my first wet dream experience.
Okay.
And then they had a song called Spanish Train, and it's all about God and the devil like playing poker for this dude's soul, but it is a story I tell you, and every time I just get hooked on it.
Okay.
That's my guilty. That's like
I like it. I'm in. Devin, what's yours?
I haven't I'm actually, the reason I'm looking at my phone right now is I'm trying to find something in my Spotify that I feel guilty about listening to, because I just haven't listened to a lot of music in the last big chunk of years. So when I do, it's not really. I'm trying to think. I know I have it. I know I have some guilty pleasure shit, but there's no.
So I guess it doesn't even have to be like a guilty pleasure per se, like just something that like maybe people wouldn't expect that you'd listen to, because like I very openly admit that I fucking think Taylor Swift is incredible. I love her music. I'm there. It's not guilty because I don't feel bad about it.
Yeah, no, that's it. That's I mean, I guess the most like I really, really, really like little simple, basic like ambient classical piano.
Okay.
You know, that dude picks up a guitar and it's just like boom,
Oh, sure.
like just relaxation kind of music. But
Okay.
like again, it's not that weird or like a guilty pleasure thing. Um yeah, I don't know. Like I would if I listened to more. Like I'm sure I would love Taylor Swift, and I probably wouldn't feel bad about it.
Yeah.
I just
I like what I like. I don't care.
Yeah, guilty. I do listen. I do listen to Rival Town a lot, actually. Like a guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
I mean, I
haven't been there since the beginning. I haven't been there since the beginning. So for me, it's a little bit.
I feel like realistically, though, if you're in a band, you listen to yourself way too much. Like, I feel like that's a pretty across the board being in a band type thing, because you're like checking out demos, or you're just like, man, I fucking like this. Oh man, it sounds good, and then you end up listening.
You burn out on a new song.
Most band people, I'll bet you their Spotify Wrapped, almost everyone's in their top 5 is their own fucking band.
Yeah,
because it's just what you do, and it's okay because it's not like a bad thing, but you know, you do. People do.
A lot of that is me catching up before we have to jam again. If we've gone a couple months without doing a show, and I know we got jam coming up, then
like Sunday.
Yeah, then I'll have to start hitting all these songs again.
Right, and you got to practice. You know, there's so many different reasons why you listen to it.
Yeah.
No, I got you. I feel that because I do it too. I'm there. Like I know this because I have this experience.
Yeah.
So we got one more question before we go to a quick break. If you could give our listeners a piece of advice that you know now that you wish you knew when you were first starting out, what would it be?
Ooh.
Don't release everything you record.
Oh shit. Go for it. It's a run and gun.
But also one thing, I worked with a producer that was pretty decent guy and like legit did some really good stuff. And he told me that like you're ultimately trying to get quality over quantity. That's your ultimate goal, but you're going to get there with quantity over quality. That doesn't mean you have to release everything. That just means you got to write. That means you got to play. That means maybe the song that didn't turn into anything now will turn into something later.
Right.
So you're going to get to that quality with quantity, but do not feel the need to share everything that you're writing or working on with everybody, because just get that polished final product.
Right. I definitely can agree with that. As like one of the things that I always think is weird is when like people, even just like submissions, I see it's done a bunch of times, but like when somebody will submit like a song that says like the song name and then demo by it. It's like, well, why don't you just wait? Why don't you just wait till it's done? Don't
definitely.
you know, put your
And especially nowadays, you can do so much digitally. Like it's not like
right.
when 10 grand in a couple days in the studio with the big board. Like there's the excuses are becoming fewer and fewer for not being able to actually put out a good quality product from your own home.
Right. I mean, you know, you can I record demos and stuff on my phone. I don't even know what I'm doing, but if you take a little bit of time, you could make it sound passable, like better than a lot of stuff that, you know, people put out. And you know, put your best foot forward. You know, you don't want to.
I'll pass it to Russ, but with that, I want to say Rival Town has never once been in a recording studio.
Nice.
Good segue, I guess. Well, that first off, that's great advice, and I wish somebody would have told me that a long time ago.
Oh man, me too, bro.
But my advice would be to not be afraid to reach out, network with people, and create a community or get involved with, you know, the music community. I, for a long time, always felt like my product was never good enough or whatever, and I was always hesitant. Also, I'm 35 and online. I don't even know what, you know, social media streaming media or people are using, you know, these days. I didn't even say it right. That's how
you can't even say it, bro.
Social media platform. That's what I'm trying to say. Like I just got a Twitter a week ago.
You're pretty fucking late to the game there, homie.
I'm waiting.
Do not. That's a bad time to be hopping into Twitter. Sorry, I don't want to cut you off, but man, bad time to be getting into Twitter.
Yeah. So I mean, but I've been, you know, reaching out over the last, you know, since joining Rival Town. One, I feel like I love Rival Town's music before I was in the band. So for me to be able to be like, yo, come check out my band. It's the hesitancy isn't there for me right now because I know the product's good and I'm not self-doubting my own product, which is always an issue. But just getting out there, reaching out to people and understanding what I heard on the was it Keep Your Secrets podcast, where they said, you know, uniqueness is a gift that you get to provide to the world because nobody else can do it. I heard that when I was listening through on the podcast, and I thought that was great as well. But getting out, talking with people, trying to create a community, and if you want someone to do something for you, talk about them first.
Absolutely, both great great ideas, great things to do.
And there's nothing like just saying like, hey, what's up, check out my band. I mean, that's tends, well, you probably get it a lot. But I mean, just as like another guy in a band, it usually I'm caught off guard with my family or whatever, so I forget about it. But if it's a relationship that I've built with somebody and like a friendship, I'm not gonna forget about it.
Right. I feel like that's the because, you know, as you brought up, you know, we do get a lot of people just saying like, hey, I thought you might like this, or check this out. I'm like, well, don't just assume you know what I fucking like, right? Be like, personally, I hate when people do that. It's like, God, it's so like, how cool do you think you are? Like, like I hate that. It's just like, I'll listen to you, but be polite, man. Just be like, hey,
this is right up your alley, man.
I really like what you do. It'd mean a lot if you would just check this out, or just be like, hey, I'm just shooting my shot. Could you check this out? Like anything. I mean,
showing a little humility, a little humanity behind it, right?
Yeah, I mean, like there is nothing that just will make me just delete a message more than somebody saying like, oh yeah, get ready, next big thing.
You can't handle this, man. You're not.
Oh, yeah.
This one's a banger for sure.
You're gonna fucking love this, homie. Like, no, don't do that. Like, it's rude. It's kind of sad. It's like, don't like humility. That have humility, because like the people that go in thinking they're the biggest hot shit usually have a pretty poor product.
Small penis. Yeah.
That's not what I was going for. But
no, I'm struggling with that with Run, because I don't like. You can look back at the history of things, and like I don't overhype things. But I want to really hype up Run, and I'm really excited about Run. But I run into that sort of like internal conflict of being like, every time like other bands release songs and they go, "Oh, this is so crazy, you're not ready for this," or whatever. I'm like,
but there's ways to do that. Be like, it would be awesome. Like, check this out. I am so proud of this. I think this is one of the best things I've ever done. It would mean so much if you listen to it. Things like that. There's so many different ways.
Less threatening than saying, like, get under your fucking desk. Like, you can't handle this.
Get ready, because your world's about to collapse, baby.
Well, that's that
Here
fine
comes
line.
The earthquake.
Yeah, exactly.
That's that fine line between.
That's very true.
Between bragging, it's a fine line between bragging and sharing something that you're excited about.
Confidence and arrogance, right?
Yeah, there's always that battle. It's always that battle.
If it's genuine, it should come across.
And it's okay to be confident, but have humility,
Yes, and at the end of the day, we're all just a bunch of people trying to do the thing, right?
Like, I mean, we all started with nothing at one point.
Yeah, I got an umbilical cord and no idea what to do.
Yeah.
even if your parents bought everything, bought your sound, bought your instruments, you still started at nothing at one point.
Yep.
So
it's a really good point, actually.
Yep. So just even if it was bought and paid for, just be proud of it.
Right.
That's okay. It's okay to be proud of it. It's okay for somebody to have assisted you. It doesn't matter. Like,
you should be proud. You're doing it wrong if you're not proud of what you do.
But just be cool about it, man. Be cool.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't need to be better. Yeah, that's a really good point. Like, what you do can be great, but it doesn't need to put other people's stuff down. It doesn't need to be like, this is the best thing you're ever going to hear. Like, no, it's just, I think it's going to be pretty dope.
Because there's somebody out there doing it better no matter what. Someone's doing it better.
Yeah.
Cool. On that, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with our next segment. What's up, friends? We're super stoked to tell you that we just partnered with GFUEL. And let me tell you, there is no more pop punk beverage on the market right now than GFUEL. GFUEL keeps you energized, focused, and hydrated. If you go to gfuel.com right now and use code UNSIGNEDPOPPUNK, you're going to save 20% off your entire order. You can get it in the tub form and have 40 freaking servings of flavors like Rick and Morty's Unstable Portal Fluid, which is a delicious strawberry limeade, or get something in the can form like Sonic's Peach Rings or Crash Bandicoot's Wumpa Fruit. Go to gfuel.com and check it out for yourself. Let us know what your favorite flavor is. And once again, don't forget to use our code UNSIGNEDPOPPUNK to save 20%. It's a heck of a deal, man. And we're back. We're back. Not bank. Thanks so much for sticking around, everybody listening. If you've made it this far, you're about to get some food questions asked. We're hopping into our new-ish segment. We're about 7 episodes-ish into this season now. So this is the Food for Thought segment. So I'm going to start out pretty easy here. Well, maybe not. So you both have been to the States, so you probably know a little bit. So being from Canada, obviously, poutine is one of the most popular dishes around. What is another Canadian dish that us Americans are missing out on?
Well, I know poutine is often called disco fries because I was able to order it a couple times when I was in New York.
Yeah, I mean, we have poutine here too. Like I've
well, I mean, you're in
definitely had it.
Minnesota. It's basically Canada. So
Right. Obviously.
All dressed chips.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I heard about that because of Letterkenny, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. All dressed chips.
Exactly. That's probably.
Yeah, that's it. I mean,
all dressed.
Canadian
it sounds
ham.
so good.
Canadian bacon.
Okay. Well, I mean, we got Canadian bacon. I don't know. It's probably not the same thing. It's probably not.
I've had some gnarly like moose jerky, which I don't know if you can get in the U.S. or not.
Yeah.
I mean, probably in Minnesota, but
yeah, probably.
But yeah. I've never heard of it.
One of my favorite movies is 5 Year Engagement with Jason Segel and Emily Blunt. They move out to Minnesota.
I haven't seen it.
And,
it looks like I'll have to.
Yeah, he was like a record executive in LA, and they move out to Minnesota, and he like doesn't know what to do with his life, so he just becomes a hunter. They're all having dinner at the table, and he's like got venison steak and venison gravy. And...
nice. So was that post How I Met Your Mother then, because his character was also from Minnesota.
I think, or around there. Like it's probably post, yeah, because that show is pretty back there now.
Yeah, at this point, I think it was over by 2012.
Yeah, I think the movie's like, yeah, post then. So
okay, I'll have to check it out. Let me see. What is a must-stop restaurant for anyone coming through the Toronto area?
What's that?
Well, Five Guys, probably.
Like Five Guys burger and fries?
Yeah, do you guys have that there?
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was a Canadian thing or not.
I was gonna say we went to that awesome, was it Salad King? We went we played in Toronto and we loaded in, and then we went for some Thai food.
Yeah.
Pad Thai.
Okay.
Yeah, because you can tell your wife that you went to Salad King for dinner, and it sounds really
that's right. That's why you got to go there.
But really, you could just get some dirty orange chicken and sweet and sour pork. And
nice. That's smart. It's clever marketing right there.
Marketing.
I'm trying to think of like a specific.
I mean, or if that like just the whole that area. I mean, like I guess like St. Catharines or anything around you guys. Like
Toronto's where the Smokes Poutineery started, isn't it? Smokes Poutineery is you can get any kind of poutine you can think of.
Yeah.
You know, or if you want shaved steak on it, if you want, hot chicken, if you want a chicken like, Caesar poutine,
like fried chicken.
I'm gonna wild card this. I can't tell you Toronto, but if you ever go to Halifax,
sure, okay,
in Nova Scotia,
sure,
you can get donair, like
yeah,
in egg rolls. So they take the donair meat and they roll it up and they fry it like egg rolls, and then you get the donair sauce as dipping sauce.
So just so I can make sure that like I'm on the same page. So
like a gyro.
It's like a gyro, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's very similar, if not the same.
Pretty much dead on, same thing. So you get that meat, but it's wrapped up and rolled and fried like an egg roll.
I want that so bad.
You dip it in the sauce. Yeah,
right now.
That is something that if you find yourself on the East Coast, most places I went to in Halifax served that.
Nice. We do not have any place. I mean, we have a few Euro places here, but no donair. And I only know of that because I watch a food challenge eater from Canada, Joel Hansen. He's like one of my favorite. He's probably the person I watch most on YouTube.
So does he eats like large quantities of food?
Yeah, he does. He goes and does food challenges, and he's never lost.
I'm looking I did a food challenge once and I lost triumphantly.
This dude, he's the like one of the most beautiful people on the planet. He's actually a model. And yeah.
No, I'm looking this up right now. I see this. I'm all about this. Holy shit. Holy fuck, it's like the first time I heard the Beatles, man.
If you like watching food challenges, yeah. Oh.
Look at this dude.
Joel Hansen.
Yeah.
Tonight, freaking watch it. Like pull up some Joel Hansen. Yeah. It will blow your damn mind.
Eat 2 of the cheeseburgers I couldn't eat 1 of. So
yeah. So many times he'll just double like whatever the challenge is because it's not enough.
Yeah, I just seen that because I was like that hamburger was a challenge in itself, and he definitely ate 2 of them.
I'm pretty sure the one that I saw where he almost lost was he doubled an 8-pound challenge, and so he ate 16 pounds.
Wow.
Dude is a beast.
I tried to eat a 5-pound burger once, and I didn't get through 1 full pound of it.
5 pounds, that man can do it in like 5 minutes.
In the time we've already been talking about it, we would have put that
it'd already be done. Yeah. But wow. I was watching one of his videos. This is my side rant now. And he at the end he was like, hey, if you want an autograph or anything like that, just like PayPal me $5 and I'll like mail you a picture. So I have an autographed picture, and like he wrote
behind you.
No, it's in my house because my wife also loves him.
Well, I'm not surprised about that.
Yeah, I know. Well, I usually watch Joel Hansen videos before I go to bed because he is very soothing. Like he's not fast talking or anything. He's just got a very soothing voice. And he's just wild. He's a wild man.
Yeah, I can see that.
You'll have to check it out and then let me know what you think. Okay, we got one more food for thought question. This one's not about Joel Hansen. What is the weirdest food concoction that you've ever made?
Weirdest food concoction.
Yeah,
I'm a really big fan of at our Tim Hortons, we go and you get a sour cream glazed donut.
Mm-hmm.
And then you slice it in half like a bagel.
Mm-hmm.
And you smear some peanut butter on that bitch.
Okay.
Down the hatch.
It sounds like it's not a lot you've ever made?
No, it doesn't sound like a lot, but that is the one that throws everybody for some reason.
Okay, sure.
And I don't know why it does, but maybe it's the like sweet and sour, or the I don't know, the sour cream glazed with peanut butter. I think people just get weirded about that idea.
Sure.
I don't think it's the weirdest ever because, like, I'm sure when I was a kid,
yeah,
really, really got into it. And that's what I'm trying to think about now. Like, I know there was a couple of, like, marshmallows and chocolate chips and
maybe sure,
Cheerios or something like that.
The first thing I always think of is there's a movie called Little Monsters from the 80s with Howie Mandel and Fred Savage. And in that movie, he makes a peanut butter and onion sandwich.
Yeah.
And when I was a kid, I always wanted my mom made it for me multiple times because every time I watched the movie, I asked for it, and it was fucking gross every time. Every time it was gross, but I still asked for it. I still wanted it.
My dad always did peanut butter and sardine sandwiches.
Oh, that's awful. That's
he did do the peanut butter and onion too, but usually, I mean, I don't know, mixing food really isn't that weird. I like to do, like the leftover omelets or whatever, just whatever's left over in the fridge. If I can get it into some sort of casserole or like fried up egg, whatever. If I can eat it in a giant steel bowl with a big spoon, I'm game. Let's go.
All right.
Jared, our keyboard player, loves to eat peanut butter and pepperoni.
Okay.
I've
never heard of that.
Both him and I will mash peanut butter out of the jar, but he'll do that and eat pepperoni lunch meat, deli cuts.
Have you ever had peanut butter on a hamburger? Have you
No,
tried
but
one
I
of those
keep
before?
hearing it's
Dude.
fucking nuts, like these Reese peanut
Oh,
butter.
yeah, I did do that. Yeah.
Peanut
Yeah,
butter
my brother
bacon
did
burger.
it once.
Whew. It's crazy good.
My brother did it once, and I was like, dude, that's like the most messed up thing I've ever heard.
Mhm.
No.
And then he got it, and I was like, all right, let me try a bite. And he's like, no, he wouldn't let me. So then we had to go back like a week later, and then I got it, and it was surprisingly good.
It
I
is
was
so
surprised.
it's so much better than you think it's gonna
Yeah.
be. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, that's
Yeah.
gross, but it's fucking great.
They're basically my two favorite things, like peanut butter and burgers. Like those are basic. I don't
Yeah.
see how that would be bad. I don't know if it's the weirdest thing I ever made, but I did, maybe eat more edibles than I should have had
Yeah.
a couple months back. And I didn't have what I needed to make the nachos I wanted, but I certainly did try, which involved Sun Chips. Do you guys have Sun Chips?
Yep. Yeah, we got some chips.
So it involved like the Harvest cheddar Sun Chips, some cut up deli ham,
Okay.
shredded Parmesan cheese. It was just so much salt. It was such an unbelievable amount of salt. It was unedible, but I tried. I really wanted nachos, and it was way too late to get anything. So
Understandable.
I think there were other things on there too that just made it even worse. But those are that's all you need to really know.
Sometimes though, when you're in that place, man, you're just like, I'll fucking try this.
Man, the only way you know if it's bad or not is to try it, and the only way that you can appreciate the good is to know the bad. So,
absolutely,
you're gonna make awesome nachos one night, and they're gonna be even better because, well,
you tried something weird.
It's some bad ones.
Yeah. Well, that is it for our food for thought segment. We got one more segment. This is our rapid fire questions.
Friendships will be tested. Rapid fire questions.
You're just gonna speak from the heart, shoot from the hip.
I like it.
I'm gonna shoot from the heart and speak from the hip.
What? Shoot from the heart and speak from the hip? You could.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna try that.
Okay, cool. I think you got it. But this is, bands break up over this. You guys gotta be careful. This gets a little intense sometimes.
All right.
That's never actually happened, but I hope someday down the road somebody tells me is like, you know what, we went on your podcast. Band fucking broke up after that.
I was hoping this was gonna be my easy way out.
We actually, I'm not gonna name names, but there was a band that was on our podcast that broke up the week before we were airing their podcast, and it was like awesome. And then they didn't help us like do any promotion. They like ghosted us. They're like, oh, sorry, we broke up. Like,
I'm not gonna name names. Jeff.
Yeah. Fucking Jeff. So I think most of these should be pretty good. I think you have any of these either ors you guys have, so we should be good. Mountain Dew or Mellow Yellow?
Mountain Dew.
Mellow Yellow.
No. That's it. Russ, you out.
No, that's all right. There's just more Mountain Dew for me. No, whatever.
That's
Mellow Yellow is right up there with Surge. Like not.
No,
well,
there's a difference between Surge and Mountain Dew or Mellow Yellow. Surge is its own.
I love me some Mountain Dew, but as soon as when you said Mountain Dew, I'm like, no fucking way. And then Mellow Yellow, that's like the only fucking thing that beats it. That's it.
I think, yeah. I mean, it like, because I'm too old to not drink like the zero sugar shit at this point. But like, if they made a zero sugar fucking Surge, oh.
Do y'all still have Mellow Yellow?
Yeah, we got Mellow Yellow.
Holy fuck, that was like a short-term thing in Canada, but it was Maybe that's why.
That's why I said Mountain Dew, because I don't want to have to cross the border to get it.
Yeah.
Oh, really? See, Mellow Yellow has always been here. Mountain Dew is made by Pepsi and Mellow Yellow is Coke. It's just the different brands.
No, we got it in Canada short term.
That's weird.
I think I'm nostalgic for it, but I'm still gonna keep it number one.
I think the first time I had Mellow Yellow was in Jamestown, North Dakota.
Okay. See, I used to drink more Mellow Yellow when I was a kid because it was cheaper. Because we always Coke was the Coke brand was always cheaper than the Pepsi brand. Always.
Especially, well, around that time too, we're getting into that.
I drank Kool-Aid. So
I mean, I drank Kool-Aid too.
Just colored sugar. I drank so much Kool-Aid. It was ridiculous.
Kool-Aid's shit. All right. This is supposed to be way faster. Okay. Horror or comedy movies?
Comedy.
100%. No doubt.
This isn't an either or, but do either of you actually still listen to the radio?
No.
Yeah. I have been a little bit more lately, but it's only when my Bluetooth shit's not working.
Well, I'll listen to it if I have no other option.
Right.
I have a thing that drives people nuts. I won't try not to derail this. I don't listen to the radio, which I would do in the car. I don't listen to anything in the car unless I'm on a long trip. I hate listening to music. I hate the radio in the car. I like to I'm fucking driving, man. I gotta focus.
Oof.
You're going in the trailer on tour.
I
no, hey man, if you're driving and music on, that's fine. But if I'm driving, I'm the guy, like, if it's on, I'm turning it down when I gotta get to the off ramp. I gotta think, man. I gotta focus.
Yeah, I got you.
I get too into the shit that I'm listening to. Like, I'm piloting a 5,000-pound death machine. I need to be focused.
I do like sometimes to just have nothing on and just silence, because most of the day isn't silence. So it's just fucking nice sometimes to just drive and not have to have something in your ears. But only sometimes.
Nice to just think about how much you hate yourself sometimes.
Yeah. You gotta get through that. You gotta work through that right now.
That's when you put No Doubt on, because you cannot be mad ever listening to Tragic Kingdom.
Walking in the spider webs, man.
Try it, I dare you.
Okay, we're gonna get back on track. Let's go.
Yes.
We can do this.
Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon?
Cartoon Network.
YTV.
What's YTV?
It was Nickelodeon. So I threw a variable there. But if I had to go with a Cartoon Network. Network.
Okay. Thin crust or regular crust pizza?
Regular crust for red sauce, thin crust for white.
Never thin crust unless it's the only option.
Fair.
Never.
Yeah, because I mean, it's still fucking pizza, right? I mean,
But unless it's the only option, and then I'm still gonna have pizza. But you're still gonna eat pizza. Yeah, dude, that's half the fucking pizza right there.
I think this one is the most important question of the entire podcast. Lindsay Lohan or Tara Reid?
Tara Reid.
Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah.
I just can't get past Lindsay Lohan was 14, so Tara Reid, my first time I saw her, was not. So that's why my
way to make me
look
like a fucking weirdo, right? Cool, man. Thanks for that.
I'm pretty sure they're the same age.
Yeah, but not when I first saw them.
Or roughly.
For me personally.
All right, well, that's a you thing.
Yeah, that's your problem, man.
Yeah. No, 100%. Lindsay Lohan, like 14 out of 10 times over Tara Reid.
I mean, I think they're both pretty awesome, and they both. Whoa, we lost one.
Well, that's no knock on Tara Reid.
He's like, that's it. You don't like Tara Reid?
Oh, dude, we pissed Russ off.
I'm out of here, guys.
That's good. Man. So Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah, low with the flow, man. Well, shit. Is he coming back? There he is. Hey. Where'd you go? Did you get pissed about the Tara Reid
Really
thing?
bug you with that Lindsay Lohan thing, right?
That's what I thought. It was funny. My computer just started dying. It's like goodbye.
Yeah.
And it was like I was laughing about the 14 out of 10 comment.
Yeah. No, that's what he said. You left. I'm like, man, we really hit a nerve with that.
Yeah, he's pissed him off. He's like, that's it, Tara Reid. You guys don't like it. I'm out of here.
You showed your allegiance to Tara Reid. American Pie, don't get me wrong, but I mean,
classic. But so's Mean Girls, man. Oh,
it's
so
Lindsay
good.
Lohan, man. Like, you can't.
All right. We got 2 more. Newfound Glory or MXPX?
Newfound Glory.
Newfound Glory.
Both are great as well. Now, this last one, I don't know if you have in Canada. So if not, then this will be really quick.
That's what.
Can you sing for us the O'Reilly Auto Parts jingle?
O'Reilly's Auto Parts. Yeah.
Nice.
Killed it.
You got
We do see a lot
O'Reilly's
of
over there?
American commercials, but I had no clue. Russ was the dude for that.
Nice.
Oh man, when I was a kid, it was like TV shows. I didn't care. Commercials, I was zoned in.
Yeah.
I'm a jingle. I like jingles. I like advertising. I'm like. So
Okay,
I can do
well, if you're into it, I'm gonna ask you last season's
moment.
question to see if you've got this. If you are zoned in to
I'm gonna look
commercials,
bad.
can you sing the jingle for Bagel Bites?
No, I don't think I've ever heard that.
Do you know what? Do you guys have Bagel Bites?
Yeah.
No, we can have we might maybe.
I
But
think they're called
I'm sure it's a
Bagel Bites,
Canadian thing. Like
They're-
how we
they're-
don't have
They're
Jordan
little
and it's
they're little
listed.
like pizza bagels.
Yeah, that's
Frozen?
what they're called here in Canada. Is pizza bagels.
Yeah,
Oh.
they're just called. They're gonna be called something else here.
Oh, they're called Bagel Bites.
Yeah.
Can you sing it?
Sure. Pizza in the morning, pizza in the evening, pizza at supper time. When pizza's on a bagel, you can eat pizza anytime.
There you
Yeah.
go.
I've heard that. I've heard
I
that.
think
That
I
was a
have
Facebook
heard that
thing.
now too. Yeah.
That's a deep dive though. Like that's some 90s shit right there.
That's a B-side.
Yeah. I had to switch it up to like something that wasn't so difficult because we did like what was it, like 40 some episodes, I think. And I would say less, like maybe like 7 people knew it.
Oh geez. Those are bad numbers.
That's part of those like golden age of commercials. So like the Pop-Tarts commercials.
True. But
You guys
the
the
thing
Lowrider,
is,
dude, the BAM. Do you guys have those Pop-Tarts commercials?
I'm not sure. What was
Just
it?
when this is all done, just Google Pop-Tarts BAM,
Okay.
and you'll see everything I'm talking about.
All right. Yeah. So once I would sing the Bagel Bites jingle, though, I would say almost everybody knew it and they like it unlocked something, but
Yeah.
like not very many people were able to like just pull it out.
Yeah.
It's
It's
like
like therapy.
hearing that childhood cartoon you didn't know existed, and then you hear the theme song.
Right. And you're like, oh shit, I remember this.
Yeah, like Street Sharks.
Oh, dude, Street Sharks is the shit. Love that shit.
Biker Mice from Mars.
That's a good one too. Can't go
Yeah.
wrong.
No.
Absolutely. But you
Anyone else?
guys, you did it. You finished the podcast. Now's your chance. Let everybody know what you got going on, where they can find you. What's next for Rival Town?
Russ, this
Well,
is
What's me? You said?
yeah.
Oh,
You're
I
up.
was pretending I froze. You can find us.
But you gotta be
website.
like freeze and then unfreeze a little bit. You're like, okay, sorry.
Rivaltown.band. That's our new website. You can find basically everything there. On Instagram, it's Rivaltown
Band.
Band. Yep. And Facebook, it's Rivaltown, right?
One thing, actually, I guess we've been around. We have enough like time in the search engines. That I've been telling people that I really like. No, like Google Rival Town. Just go to Google, type in Rival Town, you'll get it all. Our pictures
Yeah,
will
you'll
pop
find
up.
it.
Spotify will pop up. We're not that big, but we're around long enough now that you can literally just type in Rival Town in Google and you will get all of it.
There you go.
Yeah, and then a couple cool Spotify playlists like Pop Punk 2023, a couple other ones on there, but just trying to reach out, and you'll also probably see us in a bunch of podcasts coming up too.
Nice. Well,
Yeah.
Russ, Devin, thanks so much for hanging out and
Yeah, man.
chatting with me. It was a lot
Thanks
of
for
fun.
doing what you do, man.
Hey, it's my pleasure.
That's good.
I enjoyed. It's a lot of fun. So
Excellent. It was a lot of fun here too, so I had a
Heck yeah.
blast.
Well, if you guys ever coming through Minnesota, hit this fellow up. Let me know.
I'll come down to Duluth. I'll come see you.
There you go. And then look up that Joel Hansen. You let me know how impressive that is. All right.
Dude, I already know.
Dude, you don't yet. You don't. All right. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today. Now we're going to dive into the UPP news. Thanks for staying with the show this long. Now let's talk about what's going on in the world of unsigned pop punk. Once again, as we say every time, we want to hear from you. What was your favorite part of today's show, this week's show? What are your thoughts on this week's topics? Do you have any stories of your own to share involving this week's guests? Because we want to hear it. We want to hear from you. And the easiest way to do that, join us on our Discord, where we can chat in great length and not bother anybody because everybody's there for the same purpose. But join our Discord. We've got a whole bunch of different stuff set up there. You can promote your band, you can meet other bands and hang out with our community. It's a great place to meet new people, promote your band, and just overall have a good time. You can join our Discord at discord.gg and /capital KYRQC3TR lowercase AF. Hopefully sometime soon we'll be able to have we'll be getting our own custom URL with that. But until then, we got this. We also have started a series that we're going to be doing. We're starting the first episode should be in March. It's going to be a podcast special called The Showcase. The Showcase is an hour-long interview show for up-and-coming bands that have newly formed. Each episode will have 6 bands per episode getting a 10-minute interview to promote themselves. This is a show every band can submit to. So if that is something that you would like to be a part of, please head over to unsignedpoppuck.com and fill out our submission form under the podcast tab. We're also starting work for this year's punk rock flea market. We can't express how excited we are for that. More will be announced with that in the coming weeks and months. We're also planning out the rest of this year's festivals that we're hoping to be at, so keep an eye out for that as well. We're looking to hopefully be able to be at So What Fest again, Four Chord Festival, and maybe even branching out to Camp Pennsylvania, Riot Fest, and Furnace Fest. So let's hope, and hopefully we'll see you there. In Twitch news, we have our new show that is pretty recently started called New Music Friday on Tuesday. Every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, you can hang out with Gibby as he goes through our New Music Friday playlist and listens and reviews all the music that had came out that Friday. And every Thursday, we have the Super Awesome Music Video Show at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So if you are missing the days when MTV, VH1, Fuse, Much Music, all of those actually played music videos, well, we're bringing that back, baby. It's called the Super Awesome Music Video Show every Thursday. Hour-long show with music videos from some of the best up-and-coming bands in the scene today. So you can watch that on our Twitch channel. And that is twitch.tv/unsignedpoppunk. Again, that's twitch.tv/unsignedpoppunk. And that's the way the news goes. Thank you again to Rival Town for hanging out with us today, and we'll see you all next week. Thank you so much for checking out the show. Please hit that like, subscribe, or follow button so you never miss an episode. And thank you so much to those of you who already are. Check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or anywhere else you stream your podcasts. If you're in the position to help us grow and like behind the scenes access and exclusive shows, head on over to our Patreon at www.patreon.com/unsignedpoppunk. Let us know in the comments who you'd like to see on the show and what other content you'd like to see. Thank you all so much.